Thank you.
Sure, 6 points is what you're looking for up in the Twin Cities. When you review that game, what do you feel like didn't go right just to get to the point?
It's got outplayed, got outcoached against a good program, a good team. PJ does a good job. He's been there 8 years now. I've had a lot of success. They got great culture, and they beat us everywhere. I worry about offense and what we got to do. Obviously, it wasn't good enough. So just got to challenge them to get better. We've played good offense this year. We know what it needs to look like, and it just didn't look like it. So that starts with me. I'm responsible for what the offensive production is. So we got to do better. We got to practice better. We got to prepare better, and we got to go play better.
How much of miscommunications contributed to the sacks, and is there a commonality with those?
Yeah, and I know you guys talked with about Coach yesterday. I watched that press conference and understand. It's everything. The miscommunication was just that was one time Emmett heard 5-man protection, it was 6-man protection, or vice versa. And that obviously can't happen. That's the easy part. The hard part is like executing the assignment and blocking the guy to the point to where Dylan has time to get rid of the football. But this goes back to this, and we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Receivers got to run faster to get to their spots. Obviously O-line's got to protect better. Dylan's got to be comfortable in the pocket. There's some times where they weren't sacks, but they were hurries because he wasn't comfortable in the pocket, and so he's got to do a better job in the pocket. I got to get him in better plays that are quicker. Thought we had some things figured out based on a week ago. We went through that 2-week stretch where it didn't look very good, and went to Maryland and got some things corrected. And we ran the ball better. We got the ball out quicker. That's my job. And felt like we could push the ball down the field a little bit more against these guys, and it reared its ugly head again, and so that's me having to go back to, what we're practicing and what we're calling. And at the end of the day, it's about making him feel comfortable back there. When he's comfortable back there, he's as good as anybody in the country. We all know that. When he's not comfortable, he's not. So, back to work, and I'll do a better job this week of making him comfortable with the play calls and doing things to get the ball out quickly and obviously trying to establish the run a little bit better too.
Have you talked with him a little bit about when to force it, maybe keep the ball, see if you can extend the play, and when to throw the ball away, and how to do that in a way that's safe? Maybe get a flag downfield. Have you worked with him about?
Well, we've talked about that, but talking about it's one thing and feeling it's the other. You watch every game, college football and the NFL. That pocket's violent. And so you got to put yourself in his shoes and make him feel comfortable and make him, understand timing. He's a vet at that, and he does a really good job of that when he's comfortable. And so that starts with me, and that's my job to make sure that he is.
How do you manage that situation with Rocco and just how effective he's going to be, and what is your plan B? Would it be back to Tyler Knack, or do you have another option this week that you might try?
Yeah, we repped about 4 of them out there today. Rocco practiced today. Tough kid. That surprised me that he was able. It's a pain tolerance thing, he's got a big cast on his hand, but he went through practice, and so we're counting on him to be the guy that he is. We're better when he's in there, and Dylan's more comfortable when he's in there, obviously, and so. But the other guys got to keep coming on. There can never be an excuse the second guy goes in and there's a drop off. That's just what the expectation is, right? When guys get hurt and other guys got to go in, they got to play at a level for us to be able to be successful. That's just the way college football is.
Certain expectation for any quarterback to be able to operate when he's not comfortable.
Well, you got to establish the run. That's the easiest thing, and. We weren't awful in the run game, right? Now, when I talk about balance, it's about getting the ball around to different people. We've done that at a high level this year, and we need to continue to do that at a high level. You go back to I charted the Cincinnati game, you know, and I just kind of revisited it. You know, we snapped it. You know, we put the ball in play 64 times out of 78. Okay, so that 68 snaps, the ball is getting distributed to people. When you snap the ball 55 times and 15 of the 55 don't get put in play, you know, there's just not enough not enough. So somebody's going to be upset, you know, and you know, we got to get Jacory the ball more. We got to get Dane the ball more. You know, we targeted Dane 3 times downfield and they were unsuccessful. You know, so that's not good enough, you know. And then Jacory, we just got to keep getting the ball's got to find. He was the primary receiver 4 or 5 times. The ball just didn't find him for a variety of reasons. So those plays are there. I got to call it better, and we got to get the ball in play, and we got to distribute it properly. You know, second, I did a better job in the first half of running the ball. I got to do a better job in the second half coming out of halftime of running the ball. We hit 4 or 5 different runs on them that looked pretty good, but need to do it more. And then fourth quarter, obviously, we're kind of in rally mode, and I needed to try to push it to give us any kind of chance.
What have you seen from Northwestern's defense on tape?
Very, very, very sound, very old. Very smart. I know a lot, but my brother played at Northwestern, so I followed them for years and years, and I was really good friends with their former coach. You know, but they're just really well coached, really sound. You know, you look at their defense; it's almost every one of them that's been there for 4 or 5 years. You know, that's a veteran group. They're tough. They play hard. They're well coached. It's going to be a challenge for us, you know, and that's why we do what we do is for those challenges. We embrace those challenges. I think our team is going to be excited about getting out there and playing again. You know, we didn't coach good. We didn't play good last week, and that's not acceptable. And so, you know, big challenge, but we got to get ready to go. It's Big Ten football, man. It's going to be like that every week.
When Coach Rule says that he couldn't convince the coaches that this was going to be a difficult game, or couldn't convince them about how good Minnesota was, how do you kind of take that, and what did you see from your vantage point on that perspective?
At the end of the day, just offensively, the production wasn't there, and that's what I'm responsible for. And so I gotta take that. I respect Minnesota. I respect PJ Fleck. I think they got a great program, and you know, it's college football, man. And you know, people have games like this. It's how you respond, you know. And so I think our team's going to be pretty motivated to go out there and play.
Did you get the sense throughout the week that this team was up for that game on Friday?
You know, you can't really. I thought our practice was good. It was a short week, you know. I mean, you could sit there and, you know, we had to travel, you know, for second week. All excuses don't matter, you know. I mean, we got to get them ready to go, and we got to go play better. I mean, every single week is going to be tough. I mean, just look at what's going on across the country, man. I mean, it's just the way it is. So it's college football, so you got to get up. You got to get up and you got to play.
When you say that you guys did a good job of running the ball in the first half, how do you marry that with the opening drive with the 3 straight passes?
You know, it's just well, I mean, 2 of them were run plays. You know, so we RPO'd the one. You know, that they had free access, and so we RPO'd it. Dylan has the you know, every time, not every run has an RPO, but when certain run plays have RPOs, I put that in his hands. If he sees leverage, then he takes it. Okay, and so the second play was a run play, and the receiver missed the signal. You know, I mean, that could have been a 70-yard touchdown play. You know, and so he ended up getting sacked on that. That falls at the feet of Isaiah Hunter. I mean, he's got to see that, and he's got to go, right. So you know, you can't put that on anybody but him. That's just specifically one sack that was on him. But those were 2 run plays that were called, and if RPOs are attached to it and it's there, then we expect Dylan to put that in play.
I guess going off that, how has the team kind of responded this week at the first couple days of practice offensively?
Yeah, good. I mean, kids are resilient, and they look they look to go do what they got to do to get back out there and play again, you know. And so I thought we had a good Tuesday practice out there. Came back Sunday and had a little bit more of an extended Sunday to get out there and practice. And they were out there flying around. Today was physical, and we expect it to continue here this week.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, thank you.